A fellow from Antofagasta got caught in a dreadful disaster. They bandaged his torso, his head even more so, and covered his arse with a plaster. Thank you very much. I always do 2 poems for you. That was one of them. It was very short. The second one's a little longer, which is why the first one was so short. We've just gone past the 11th of November, Remembrance Day, and I was sitting at home doing 1 or 2 bits, and I had the telly on. And there was a programme on the Who Do You Think You Are series about a chap called Harry Farr. And in the background I was listening and watching the programme, listening to and watching the programme, and eventually I finished up very angry. And so I wrote a poem, and it's called The Ballad of Harry Farr. And it's in memoriam of Harry Farr, who was shot by firing squad on the 18th of October 1916. They called the man a coward, and he faced the firing squad. A little man, a brave man, a man misunderstood. I tell the tale of Harry Farr, who died in World War I, shot at dawn for cowardice, friendless and alone. But he refused the blindfold, he held his head up high, and obliged the men who shot him dead to look him in the eye. Harry's regiment was from West Yorkshire, we are told. When war broke out he went to France and fought there good and bold. He suffered the bombardments of the big guns as they raged, a killing without pity every time they were engaged. Harry left the wife and baby daughter back at home and promised that he'd see them, for his leave would surely come. But he was lost in hell on earth, a-fighting for the cause. In mud and mayhem of the war they fought to end all wars. His health broke down, his nerves were shot, he nearly lost his mind. They put him in a hospital, 5 months he was confined, and when they thought him well enough to face both shell and bomb, they sent him back to hell to fight the Battle of the Somme. The dead and wounded on the first day of that awful battle were more than 60,000, they slaughtered them like cattle. And something snapped in Harry Farr, his nerves were too far gone. He reported to the medics, said he couldn't carry on. They called the sergeant major, whose name was Herbert Laking, a tough man with a rotten job, who thought that Farr was faking. Says he, "You are a fucking coward, get into the trenches. I give fuck all for any life and hate a man who flinches." But Harry Farr, he had the guts to say he wouldn't go. He stood his ground, although he knew that no one could say no. And Sergeant Major Laking, who was in a bloody bind, sent Farr to be court-martialed and a guilty verdict fined. His colleagues from the regiment refused to testify on his behalf. The court concluded he would have to die. And when appeals for clemency were made, they all were spurned. And General Haig, in his own hand, wrote, "Verdict is confirmed." On the 18th of October 1916, as the sun was rising, Harry Farr was shot, and so his life was done. They put him in an unmarked grave and covered him in shame, and denied his wife a pension, for she bore a coward's name. And Harry's wife, for 40 years, she kept the secret well, until by chance the truth came out. And truth is, strange to tell, a relative from overseas revealed the awful mess, and Harry's daughter, devastated, swore to get redress. Another 40 years went by while Harry's daughter strove, campaigning to gain pardons for her father and all those who, just like him, though suffering from shell shock and the rest, were executed by their peers for breaking under stress. 90 years had come and gone before the government decided it would pardon all 300 of the men who had been shot for cowardice while in a living hell, a serving of the nation that they knew and loved so well. It's easy at a distance to make a judgment on who we should blame for Harry's death, so many years have gone. Was it Farr or Haig or Laking's fault? Or should we criticise the members of the firing squad who looked in Harry's eyes? It seems to me we miss the point if we adjudicate among these men as guilty. Let's widen the debate. Good men like them should never have been put in the situations of such inhuman hopelessness by grandee politicians. I blame the men in power, patricians and the rest, who quarrelled among themselves for their own interests, who put up with injustice and abuses of the state and sent 1 million hapless men to go and meet their fate. We're lucky in this country that there is some decency, that progress has been made for justice in the century that has elapsed since Harry Farr was shot at dawn that day. But still the great and powerful contrive to have their way. So let us all unceasingly demand there be respect, that the power of the powerful should properly be checked. Let's insist upon a franchise that is honest, free and fair, and ban all foreign wars that deal out death and dark despair. They called the man a coward and he faced the firing squad. A little man, a brave man, a man misunderstood. Thank you.
Thank you, Philip. I think that was brilliant. Thank you.
Best one tonight.
You can say that. I couldn't possibly comment. Right, so a couple more EJ.